trading, profit and loss, and the balance sheet. All right, so the trading account, profit and loss account, and the balance sheet. These are what we call books of final accounts. And these are books whereby at junior secondary school, particularly grade 9, most of the students, they fail to prepare these type of equation, or to answer this type of equation. All right, this step is very much easy. So I'm going to take you to the introduction of this topic so that you understand it fully, where the trading profit and loss account starts from. All right. So now, if I say trading profit and loss account, I'm not referring to one thing. It's called the trading profit and loss account because two things are involved. So we do have the trading account on its own and profit and loss account. So if the question says prepare the trading and profit and loss account, they are simply asking you to prepare two things at once, to prepare the trading account and at the same time to prepare the profit and loss account. All right. So now you cannot prepare, or you cannot know the trading profit and loss account if you don't understand the introduction where this topic starts from. All right, you must understand what the trading account is and some of the items which are involved in the trading account. You must also understand what the profit and loss account is and also some of the items which are involved. All right, so if I say trading account, all right, so trading is simply the buying and selling of goods and services. All right, trading is simply the buying and selling of goods and services. All right, so in the trading account, these are some of the items which are involved. All right, the first item, we do have sales. All right, we do have the opening stock, and during examination, they are going to bring dates. All right, two different dates for the stock. So we do have the date for the opening stock and also the date for the closing stock. Now the question is, how do you know that this is the opening stock and also the closing stock? So listen, you have to check for the years. We do have 2013, and also here we do have what, 2015. So now 2013 comes first. So this is our opening stock, and this is our what, our closing stock. All right, so we do have the sales, opening stock, closing stock, okay, purchases, carriage inwards, returns inwards, all right, and returns outwards. So listen, during examination also, you must know that returns inwards is also called sales returns. All right, returns inwards is also called sales returns. So on the items, if you won't see returns inwards there, but there is sales returns, it's simply one and the same thing. All right, so returns outward is also called purchases returns. So if you won't see returns outwards, but on the items there is purchases returns, it simply means one and the same thing. All right, so now if I say sales, I'm simply referring to the total of both cash and credit sales of goods. So items which are bought, or rather the total of both cash and credit sales of what, of goods. All right, so if I say opening stock, we can simply say these are goods in the business at the beginning of the new financial period. So these are goods in the business at the beginning of the financial period. So now if I say stock, these are things which are found in the shop. Like for example, bread, biscuits, all those things are called stock. All right. So if we say opening stock, so if you are if you have opened a grocery, then now all the things which you have ordered at first are called your opening stock. All right. Also, we do have the closing stocks, which these are goods in the beginning at the end of the financial period or year. All right. Then we do have purchase. Purchases simply means, we all know what purchases mean. So purchases simply means to purchase simply means to buy, in short. Also, we do have a carriage inwards. So the word carriage simply means the free transport. Right? Then we do have returns inwards, and also we do have returns outwards. Okay, without further ado, let us proceed on the other side. Profit and loss account. So these are some of the items which are involved. We do have the gross profit. Okay, after just the gross profit, you just have to write this term which is called add gains and incomes. So commission received, rent received. So add gains or incomes, anything which deals with the received. Okay, commission received, rent received, discount received. Also we do have fixed assets. Then expenses, we do have rent paid, discount allowed, advertising, salaries, traveling expenses, sundry expenses, stationery, carriage outwards, insurance. Right. So these are some of the items which are very much important. One must know when he or she is handling these type of equation. All right. So now we do have the trading account. The trading account. So before you prepare the trading profit and loss account, you must first know how to prepare the trading account. So equation would come like this. All right. So I've prepared this question which says, from the following, you are required to prepare. Okay, you are required to prepare. Okay, there's a repetition here. Sorry. From the following, you are required to prepare Maria Banda's trading account for the year ending, okay, for the 1st December 2019. Okay, so it says you are required to prepare Maria Banda's trading account. All right, so we do have items, sales, purchases, okay, returns inwards, returns outwards, opening stock, carriage inwards, closing stock. So if you check, these are the items you have seen. These are the items. So now we also have the amounts here. Then we do have a table. All right. So now here, the trading account, you can simply abbreviate it. You can simply write this name in order for you to remember it easily. All the items, you just write the name Swapco. All right. So if you write Swapco, S stands for the sales, R stands for the returns inwards, then O opening stock, purchases, carriage inwards, then RO, they're together, it's returns outwards. All right. So this is the order the items must be following each other. All right. So the first item is what it sells. So we are going to enter sales here. Okay. Here you can also write details. Okay, just write details here. Okay, write details. All right. Then upon writing details, now the first item is what? It sales. So sales is the first item. Always whenever you are handling a trading profit and loss account, so for the part of the trading, always start with the sales. All right. Okay, this is my sales. You write it properly. All right, sales. You've seen. This is sales. So how much sales? It's 10,800. 800. You have seen. So you have to check. We do have 3 boxes here. 1, 2, and 3. So you have to check. After sales, we have what? Returns inwards. So this R stands for returns inwards. So you have to check. Sales, okay, it's always available. Sales. So do we have returns inwards? So remember, returns inwards is also called what? Sales returns. All right. So yes, here we do have returns inwards. So if we do have sales, if we do have sales and returns inwards, simply means all the amounts must be in the first box. All right. If we do have sales and also returns inwards on the items, just know that your amounts, or rather the amounts for sales and returns inwards, they must be placed in the box between. So we do like this. how much. We are going to write the amount here, 10, okay, like this. Then returns inwards. So now listen, whenever you're handling a trading account, or rather a trading profit and loss account, whenever just you hear the word returns, which means we'll be subtracting. So here we are going to write at first less. So less simply means we are subtracting. So we are going to write less returns inwards. You have seen, we are going to write less returns inwards. Simply means we are subtracting returns, right? All right, so we are going to write the amount here. Okay, where's the amount? It's 250. All right, so we write 250 here. All right, so this is the amount. You have seen, this is the amount for sales. All right, so now let's assume that returns inwards was not here on the items. So if returns inwards was not available, if returns inwards was not here, the sales amount would be placed at the last. I'll repeat, if on the items here we didn't have returns inwards, the sales amount, the 10,800, would have placed it at the last of the box. All right, okay, so we proceed. So we cancel our swap crop, S and R gone. Then what comes is what is the opening stock. Okay, so before we do anything, so what comes is the opening stock. So now here, when you enter these amounts, what you're going to do, we will subtract. Okay, so when subtracting, don't you ever show signs, a sign for subtracting? You must indicate what the brackets, come up with the open and the close bracket like this. This simply means that you are doing what? You are subtracting. So you have to get your calculator. You're going to punch 10, okay, 8, then 0, then we do have minus 250. Okay, this is the amount. It's okay, 10, 5, 5, then 0. You have seen? So after subtracting here, we call this amount as the what? As the net sale or the turnover. We call this amount as the turnover or the net sale or the net sale. You have seen? This is how we handle it. All right, so now we proceed. S cancelled, then it's R. So now if you check, O stands for opening stock. So we are going to write here opening stock. So we write opening stock. Right. So upon writing now opening stock, what are we going to do? All right. So opening stock will be placed in the box, the box in between. So the amount for the opening stock is how much? It's 400 kwacha. So it's 400 kwacha. See? Opening stock 400 kwacha. You have seen? Then now upon doing this, what you're going to do, you're going to go to your swap crop, you cancel O, then you're going to remain with what? With P. So P simply means purchases. So we're going to write add purchases. So whenever just you see purchases, at first add purchases. All right, so purchases, what we're going to do, we are going to indicate the amount for purchases in the box between the first box. All right, so the amount is what? Is 300. All right, then we come to our swap row, we cancel. Then now it's C. C is what? The carriage inwards, which is the carriage inwards. We have the carriage inwards. Okay, so the carriage inwards is how much? It's a 500 kwacha. Okay, so we have to add here. We'll add, what is it going to give us? 3000 plus a 500 kwacha. Then the amount is going to be, okay, 3500. seen? So this is the amount. All right, so this is the amount it's going to give us. Then now we are going to go to our slope curve. We cancel C. Then we are going to remain with what? With RO. So RO at last they are together, so which means returns outwards. So we are going to write returns inwards. So remember, anything which deals with returns we subtract. All right, so we are going to write less returns outwards. You have seen. So less returns outwards. It's how much? So returns outwards, it's 180. So 180 here. Then we indicate brackets. This simply means that we are subtracting. All right. So we are going to punch 3500. Then place 180. Oh, so sorry, subtracting. Do you have returns? All right, like this. Okay, so this is the amount we are going to have. It's 3320. You have seen. So upon doing this now, if we subtract here, upon subtracting here, the amount you must place it here. All right, so we place the amount here. All right, so now what we're going to do, now we are going to add this amount and the amount on top. We are going to add the opening stock and also the amount we get after subtracting here. So we're going to say 400, then place 3320, which is 3720. 3720. You've seen. Then now after doing this now, okay, I hope you have followed the process very well. Okay, we have started from here, we have subtracted, then this amount is called the turnover, then the opening stock, we place it here, then now add purchases, okay, carriage inwards here, the less returns outwards, then now upon subtracting here, this is the amount, then we add. All right, so now we have to look for the what? Closing stock. Now we are closing, so even the closing stock part, what we're going to do, we subtract. So we're going to say less closing stock or closing stock, but you have to subtract, right? So here we indicate, okay, brackets, it's how much? It's 300. Okay, this, let us subtract, then we're going to say minus 300, which is 3420. all right, here. Then now upon doing this now, what are we going to do? We have the amount here, which is the turnover, so we are going to subtract this amount from this amount. Then now upon subtracting, if we subtract here, then our answer has a negative. This simply means our amount, we are going to name it as the what? As our gross loss. But if we subtract, then the answer which we are going to find here has no negative. This simply means it's our gross what? Profit. So what we're going to do, we are going to subtract 10,550, then minus what? 34, then okay, 222, okay, like this. This is the amount, so we're going to indicate it here, which is 7130. See? So here we don't have a negative. Okay, if this amount was on top here, then if these two figures, they were in opposite, okay, or they were opposite, so now we would have a negative answer. So if the answer was negative here, our amount would be called gross loss. Now here we don't have any negative, so this amount is going to be called the gross what? Profit. All right, so this is how we prepare the trading what? Account. All right, so now here the sales, you put it here, then you check. You check first on the items. Do I have the sales? Okay, the sales, you do have it. Returns inwards, okay, the sales and also the returns inwards, if you do have them on the items, make sure that your items must be in the box, in the middle box. You have seen, Then now upon doing this, you have to subtract, then your amount is going to be called what? The turnover. All right. Okay. So now here, opening stock. Let us assume, okay, let us assume that, okay, opening stock very much available. Then now here, let us assume that there was no carriage inwards. So if there were no carriage, so let me write the slope group. You see? So let us assume that here there was no carriage outwards. On the items here, there's no carriage inwards. There's no carriage inwards. What would have done this. You have seen the opening stock, would have placed it here where it is. Then now the purchases amount would have placed it here, then would have added. You have seen that? Okay. So now since here we do have the carriage inwards and the purchases. So if the purchases and the carriage inwards are on the items, we place them here, then we add. But if the carriage inwards wasn't here, we would have placed this purchases amount in here. Would have added the opening stock and the purchases here. You have seen that? All right. So thank you very much. This is the trading account question. All right. So this is how we handle it. Okay. So now we proceed to the profit and loss. All right. So we also have a question. It says the following information was extracted from the trial balance of Katongo Chileshe for the year ended 31st December 2016. Okay, we do have the gross profit. So if you check from our previous question, we did have what? The gross profit. You have seen? So where the trading account ends, that's where the profit and loss account starts. So we do have the gross profit. All right. And okay, we do have advertising, we do have traveling expenses, we do have discount received, we do have discount allowed, postage, salaries, bad debts, carriage outwards. So now how are we going to prepare this type of equation? All right, so now we do have a table which is down. Make sure that before you do anything, actually here we have forgotten something. Don't you forget the title. Okay, so this is Maria, so you must write the title. So write Maria. Okay, you write Maria Bandas. Okay, trading account for the year ended, for the year ending. Okay, for the year ending. Okay, just write it like this, into space, 2019. All right. So 12 here simply means the last month of the year, which is December. All right. So this is how we indicate it. So even here, it's very much important that we indicate the what? We indicate the title. So it will be Katongo. It says prepare Katongo's Chileshes. So it will be Katongo's. Okay, it will be Katongo Chileshes. Okay, profit and loss account. Okay, for the year ended. Okay, for the year. Okay, my space. Okay, for the year ended. Okay, you can write here 31st. Just write it. 2016. All right. See. So don't you forget to write the what, or if you want you can start your title from here, doesn't matter, so that it fits very well. All right, so your calculator must be intact. Make sure that your calculator is in good shape. All right, so now what you're going to do, so here the profit and loss account, You can also, okay, there's a name which you can make in order to remember the items. This is Gare. So G stands for the gross profit, you've seen. So we're going to write the gross profit here. Gross profit, you've seen. We write the gross profit here. Then upon writing the gross profit here, the amount should be placed at last, right here. Okay, this is the amount. Then now after just writing this, now you add gains, incomes. See, so add gains and income simply means anything now that deals with what, with received. Okay, if you check on the question here, we also, or we do have discount received. Okay, we do have just discount received. Okay, so here we write, okay, we do have discount received. We do have discount received. So the amount should be placed at last. So which is how much for discount received, which is 2500. Then now here we add the amount, which is 12, then 00 plus 2500, then which is 1500, which is 15,000 in short. All right, so this amount we refer to it as the what, as the total gross profit. All right, we refer to this amount as the total gross profit. All right, so now upon doing this, now we have to correct now all the what, all the less expenses, or the expenses. So less expenses, see, less expenses. So here if you check, we do have various expenses. We do have advertising, postage, salaries, bad debts, also carriage outwards. It's a what? It's a less expense. So we are going to write here, okay, advertising. So advertising, apart from advertising, we do have traveling. Yes, traveling expenses. So we do have discount allowed. We do have postage. We do have salaries. We do have bad debts. All right, so we should start now indicating the amounts. So here, so the amount, they must be in the middle box, or the expenses. So we write, so here the amount is 2000. Okay, then the other amount, it's what, 3500. Then okay, 1000. Okay, we also have 4000. Also we do have 3400. For the bad debts, we do have it's 800. Okay, these are the amounts, right? This is where I'm getting them. All right, so now upon doing this, now what are we going to do? So I've left one, carriage outwards. So carriage outwards, so which is a what, a 900 kwash. Okay, so here we have to add, we are going to add. All right, we add all the expenses. So now upon adding all the expenses, it's 2000 plus 3500 plus 1000 plus 4000 plus 3400 plus 800 plus 9. Okay, we're going to have 15,600. So you indicate your amount here. You indicate, upon adding now, you indicate your amount in the last box. Alright, so you do like this. Then now, what are you going to do here? Okay, you indicate it very, very, very well. I'm really, really tired. I'm tired. Right. So now, what are we going to do upon doing this? Then now we will subtract this amount. So upon subtracting, so now here, before we even go straight to subtract, we have added all the expenses. So this amount, we should name it as the what? As the total what? Total expenses. It's the total expenses. Then now we subtract now at last 15. Okay, like this, minus 15600. We are going to have a 600. You see, negative 600. So here we do have a 600. So don't indicate the negative 600. Just write 600 here. Then put brackets. All right, put brackets. All right. Then now this amount, we are going to name it as the what? As the net loss. All right. So this is your net loss now. So if we didn't have a negative here, we would have named it as the what? As the net profit. So this is how the trading account profit, the trading profit and loss account question should be handled. All right. So this is how a question. This is how a question usually comes in papers. Okay. All right. This is how a question comes. See, it says the following balances were taken from the books of Chisala Xavier as at 31st December 2016. We do have stock, motor vehicle, debtors, insurance, sundry expenses, sales, purchases, furniture, stationery. Okay, we do have all the items. Then question A it says prepare Chisala Xavier's trading profit and loss account for the year ending 31st December 2016. Draw up his balance sheet as at 31st December 2016. So in the next video, we will be looking how we